Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you. It's for Monday, the 19th day of September. Here we go. Okay, now Rosh Hashanah, you all know, is the day of Teruah. Yom Teruah, the day of the shofar blowing, is what we refer to as the day of Rosh Hashanah. So we should do a couple of laws. Not that I know you're not going out there and making your own shofar, but I want you to know a little bit about the bear basics of how shofar works. First of all, shofar should come from a kosher animal. That's the preferable way to get a shofar. And secondly, although we want it to be from a kosher species of an animal, it doesn't have to be from an animal that actually had a full-fledged proper shechita. If the slaughtering did not go in its perfect kosher way, and the meat of the animal turned out to be unkosher because the slaughter didn't work so perfectly, the shofar is still allowed to be used, and that won't be a problem. A ram's horn is the preferable thing that a lot of people like to use for the Rosh Hashanah blowing. And the reason is because when Abraham was commanded by God to sacrifice his son, it was a test. Abraham passed the test and showed great willingness to do it. And then he was stopped just at the end, and Abraham said, "Please, can I do some kind of sacrifice for you, God?" And God said, "There, look over there. There's a ram stuck by its horn in the bush." And so that was the sacrifice that Abraham brought instead. And so a ram's horn reminds God, not that God needs a reminder, but it brings up our merit in God's eyes. And he's encouraged by seeing how Abraham was willing to do that whole thing. So when we bring and use a ram's horn on the day of Rosh Hashanah, it evokes memories of how we are children of Abraham and Yitzchak and Yaakov. And so we will merit good judgment, hopefully based on what Abraham did, and we, our children, deserve because his children deserve because of that. The length of a shofar, it should be long enough, at least a tefach. A tefach is when you look at a hand from thumb to other side of hand, about 4 inches. So it should be enough that you can hold on to the shofar and some of it would stick out on each end. That's the way a shofar should look, at least in the bare minimum of size. The word shofar actually means hollow. That's the actual meaning of the word shofar, and so it should be from that kind of species that is hollow on the inside, that doesn't need drilling to clear it out all the way through for there to be a hole. At the actual tip, it will need some drilling just to open up a spot where your mouth could blow through the hole of the shofar, but the rest of it should be naturally hollow. It has inside of it a kind of cartilage, I think it's considered, which actually holds the horn onto the animal's head. That, after boiling, can soften up and then be pulled out, and then the rest of it is pretty much hollow and just needs a tiny poke through at the mouthpiece, and that's what we do. We do poke through at the mouthpiece. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.